Hey, this is Dave Ramsey. It's good seeing you guys again. We are in week two of our work. I got a big problem today because I can't get onto the internet for some odd reason. I can't submit it, so I'm just letting you guys know here on the video, just about that, just in case. Had some real interesting things to look at today when we were looking at our production stuff. One of the things I thought was really interesting is the prompt book. I never put much time into creating a prompt book, but after reading all the information on the prompt book and all the things that should be in there, there were just so many things I realized, man, if I had had that, it would have made things a whole lot easier, especially in those opportunities where I have an assistant director that can take something over and I could actually give them a portion of the book or give them their own book that's basically my notes. Some of the great things that I thought about the prompt book were I never put much stock into looking at all the plays of a writer and looking at their backgrounds. I do know that a lot of the times a writer of a play will give us information and will try to teach us a lesson that came from their life. Like, for instance, when Arthur Miller, when he wrote The Crucible, he was really writing about all of the stuff that was going on with the Red Scare and how they were pursuing actors, people who were in Hollywood because they thought that they had a Russian connection. But there was an absolute power there by Congress that they were utilizing, and they weren't really being rational about it. And so when he created The Crucible, he was trying to point out that exact situation, that the people in power weren't really being rational about what was happening. And knowing that about that actor would actually help people understand what was happening in the play. And if the director knows that, he can portray that to his cast and help them out. So some great stuff there. Some other things that I thought was interesting in what we are reading today was I was looking at audition. And audition is something that I don't have a lot of experience with. I mean, I've done plays, I've directed plays. In the places where I directed the plays, it was usually me trying to go out and find actors to come in and perform. So auditions were not as important. But in addition to that, when I was doing plays, I had real good personal relationships with all the directors that I worked with. And it wasn't uncommon for a director to just tell me, hey, Dave, I have a part for you. You don't have to audition. So that wasn't uncommon for me. So looking at the audition section, it was really interesting seeing all the different ways that auditions could take place. When I did auditions, I always did an open audition. And now I'm looking at it and I'm seeing that some of the varied types of definition of auditions would actually be more helpful for some of the circumstances that I audition students for. So that section I'm going to be referring to a lot and looking back over it again and again and again. So that just is really good. And the third section we looked at, casting. Casting is so important. I've heard so many directors over the years giving credit to their cast and about the cohesiveness that their cast gives in the production. One thing I thought was interesting when Steven Spielberg, he was talking about the cast. And he was talking about how he was for Star Wars, he was trying to create a group of people that just looked right together. And so that was one of his big deals or his big desires with casting. I remember talking to another director, my high school director when I was in high school. He told us all about a situation where he had cast somebody in a role because she had this really long, beautiful hair, and he was doing it for Ariel. And it really threw him when she came to the first day of practice and she had cut it off and sold it. So he recast the part because he was casting based on that. So some of the things I thought were really interesting about casting, you're trying to build a cast that works well together, that they are cohesive, that they can play off each other and develop this unique synergy, and chemistry when building their characters. If we can build a good cast, we might not always get the perfect one, but we will if we put enough time into them and develop them as a team. We can actually make the cast become near perfect. So I thought that that was interesting as well. Rehearsal schedule. The last thing we were looked at in our reading was rehearsal schedule. Rehearsal schedule, I look at it as like a map that's created by the director, who is also the driver of this big bus, and everybody's supposed to get on the big bus and and follow the schedule that the bus has. And sometimes roads get washed out, and sometimes there's this guy that's taking extra time, and we have to wait for him while he's buying candy at the counter. And then sometimes we forget somebody in the bathroom, and then we have to drive back and pick him, go back and get him. But there are problems that arise with schedule, and we just have to be really aware of ways to get around that. The schedule should be firm, but the schedule has to be. We have to think about it in the way of things might happen. You might have somebody who gets sick and they can't play the part. What if they get the measles, or they get the chicken pox, or COVID happens and it shuts down your play? We don't know. We just have to really pay attention to finding ways to make it firm, yet also follow it so that everybody can get everything done that needs to get done. Wow, I am already into 6 minutes. So I guess that's all I have for you guys this week. So great talking to you. And I guess I'll catch you on the flip side. See you later.